All right. Hello, everybody. Thank you for coming. It's my honor to be here with you today. And we are continuing our KYSS series. That is KYSS with a KYSS, which means keep your spine strong. So a lot of the movements we're going to do today are going to be focusing on our spine, in particular, the thoracic spine, and in particular, the T3 to 5 area of our back. So we're going to avoid the lumbar and focus on this area between our shoulders. So the thoracic spine is 12 vertebrae. And the first one starts at the first rib, which is up here. And then you have T2, T3. So our focus is T3, T4, T5, this area between the shoulder blades. I hope you can see that. And when we move our shoulder blades today, we're going to be moving them a lot. You're going to feel them separate. You're going to feel them come together and down on your back, separate and broaden. Okay, that's the movement you're going to feel while moving this thoracic area. And I'm just going to refer to this as your T area. So it's a little bit easier to say than between your shoulder blades or your thoracic spine. T area. So for our pranayama, we've been doing our water. We have 3 types of breath: water, coffee, and whiskey breath. And Donna, you haven't heard this yet, so everybody else is going to have to hear it again. There's 3 types of breath that a friend of mine told me that they heard another yoga teacher refer to: water, coffee, and whiskey. So the water breath is breathing that you need every day, several times a day, just like water, every day, several times a day. And that is your deep belly yoga breath. We call this Dirga Swasam in yoga, and you've done this before. So we'll start with our water breath. Close your eyes, sit up tall, make sure your spine is straight, and then focus on your breath, breathing through your nose. And with water breath, you want to inhale long, slow, even, full breath. And inhale all the way down so you feel the breath go into your belly and you feel your belly expand. And then when you exhale, you'll feel your belly deflate just like a balloon as all the air leaves your body. Count in your head a metronome and see how long it takes to have to take it every inhale and every exhale, and try to make them even. Maybe inhale on a count of 10, exhale on a count of 10. It doesn't really matter what the number is, just as long as it works for you and you make your breath long, slow, even, and full. Water breath. This is the breath you need every day, several times a day. So every time you take a drink of water, just pause and do 3 or 4 water breaths wherever you are. This is one of the best things you can do for your health. And in fact, some scientists argue it is the most important thing that you can do for your health, is this deep yoga breathing. You can think of the acronym SELF: slow, even, long, full breaths through your nose only. Finish one more deep water breath. Bring your breathing back to normal. And then we'll move on to our coffee breath. So whereas our water breath is slow, deep, even, and full, something we need to have every day, several times a day, our coffee breath is an energizing breath. It's short, deep, forceful exhalations, and that gives you focus and concentration and a jolt of energy, just like coffee does for you. And this is called Kapalabhati in Sanskrit. And it works like this. You do passive inhalations and forced exhalations. If you put your hand on your belly, and when you exhale, you're going to contract your belly muscles to force the air out of your lungs. and then let the passive inhalation happen. So it's going to look like this. So the forced exhalation bursts and passive inhalation. We'll do 2 rounds of 10 each. When you become really good at this, you can move up to 30, 40, 50 rounds of this. But at the beginning, 2 rounds of 10 is plenty. All right, so take a deep breath in through your nose. Exhale through your nose. And the next time we inhale, we'll do 10 Kapalabhati. And then pause. So this also uses a lot of abdominal muscles. So it helps strengthen your core muscles by doing this. Take another deep breath in. Exhale fully. Inhale in 10 more Kapalabhati. And then pause. So that's a good breath to use whenever you need a little jolt of energy. If you're lethargic in the afternoon, like many of us get around this time of day, this gives you a boost of energy. If you're going into a competition or a meeting or you're giving a talk, this will help you have focus. Okay, let's please take a deep breath together and Om in. Om Balu Satguru Bhagavan Ki, the divine is the inner teacher. Thanks again for being here. We'll start our asana practice, our physical practice, with some dynamic spinal movements. So take your fingers, lace them in front of you, like so, and then push your hands out from your body, palms facing outward, and then inhale as you bring your hands over your head. Big breath. Exhale, we're going to unlace our fingers and allow our right hand to float down beside our hip, and the left arm is going to come beside our ear. So this time our left palm is facing up. We normally do this with the palm facing down. It's just a little bit different stretch with it facing up. If it works for your shoulder, go ahead and try that. And then push into your right hand to come back to center. Bring your arm down. Inhale, open your arms in a T. Exhale, twist to the right. Take the left hand on the outside of the right thigh. Right hand comes behind you on the mat. Continue to twist. Breathe 3 deep breaths here. Inhale 1. Exhale. Inhale 2. Exhale. Inhale 3. Exhale. Inhale 4. And as you exhale this time, come back to center. Okay. Lace your fingers in front of you again. Flip the palms out away from you so the palms are facing out. And then inhale as you bring your palms overhead, pushing up to the ceiling. Big breath. Exhale, unlace your fingers, let your left hand float down, and then your right arm comes by your ear, palm facing up if that's okay for your shoulder. If it bothers your shoulder, you can flip your palm down. This gives a little bit more opening to the chest with the palm facing up. Couple more breaths here. And then push into your left hand and come all the way back down to center. Inhale, open arms in a T. Exhale, twist to the left. Right hand comes on the outside of the left thigh. Left hand comes behind. Continue propping your spine vertically as you twist. 3 big breaths. Inhale 1. Exhale. Inhale 2. Exhale. Inhale 3. Exhale. Inhale 4. And as you exhale, come back to center. Okay, our camel ride focuses on the T area. Sit up nice and tall and bring your hands on your shins here. In fact, let's change the cross of our legs since we've been sitting that one way for a while now. We'll change the cross so that this is the less comfortable way to sit, or non-habitual cross. Grab your shins. And what we're going to do with this T area, we're going to push it up and then we're going to push it back. So start by pushing your crown of your head upward to get your spine nice and long. Take a deep breath. As you exhale, you're going to tuck your chin, curl your spine, pull on your shin so that your head, your crown of your head comes down toward the mat. And then push your forearms into your thighs so that you can feel that T area open up between your shoulders. And now keeping your chin tucked, you're going to lean backwards and move that T area so that it's facing the back of your mat. So it's still opening up the shoulder blades, but now that particular area between your shoulder blades is facing the back of your mat. And then you're going to pull yourself back upright. And that's one camel ride. We'll do that again. Inhale. Exhale, tuck the chin, lean forward, pull on your shins to bring your crown of your head facing down, push it into your forearms so that you feel your shoulders separate, feel your vertebra open up, and then slowly lean backwards, keeping your chin tucked, keeping your tailbone tucked under you. Just now point the shoulder blades to the back of the mat. And then very slowly come back up to neutral. So this movement of that T area is really important. We don't really get to that in our everyday life. We bend a lot from our waist, we bend a lot from our lower back, but we don't use this area. So it's really important to do that. All right, so now we'll do another version of that. Bring your feet in front of you, about hip width distance apart or closer. And we're gonna grab our shins and wrap our arms around our shins here. And take a deep breath. And then as you exhale, bring your forehead toward your knees, tuck your tailbone underneath of you. And once again, you're gonna feel your vertebra open up on your back. Every vertebra. This is like a seated cat. It's called Pavamuktasana. And now coming back forward, we're going to unwind our spine, place the hands behind us, fingers pointing toward the feet, and then straighten the legs. And then open the shoulders, push the chest upward, and bring the shoulders down from the ears and feel how those shoulder blades now are coming together down your back, extending the spine long. So now you have a neutral lumbar curve here. And then push back up, rebend the knees, and then bring your arms around your knees to hug them once again. Forehead coming to the knees, rounding your spine backward in a C shape, tucking the tailbone under. Feel your shoulders. Release the arms, bring your hands behind you, fingers pointing toward your feet, straighten the legs, and then push into your hands with your chest up toward the ceiling. Think about your neck being long here and your shoulders being pushed away from your ears as you bring your shoulder blades together on your back. And then please come back up to Dandasana. Reset the spine, toes up, knees up, hands by your hips, shoulders down, chest forward. So make sure your knees are not locked here, but your legs are straight-ish. Make sure your feet are flexed. We'll do some shoulder shrugs. So bring your shoulders forward, up to the ears, back and down, okay? And then forward, up, and then inhale as you open back and down, and then exhale, come forward, up, inhale, back and down, exhale, forward, up, inhale, back and down, and then exhale and pause here. And now we'll go the opposite direction. So inhale, bring your shoulders back, up, and then exhale, let it come forward and down. Inhale, back, up, exhale, forward and down. Inhale, back, up, exhale, forward and down. One more, inhale, back, up, exhale, shoulders down. Reestablish your Dandasana spine, L shape in your body. Your pelvis is tilted forward slightly. You got a neutral lumbar curve. So there's a little curve in your lower back here. Chest forward, shoulders down, neck is nice and long, head right on top of the shoulders. And your leg muscles are engaged here. They're just not hanging out. You're keeping your feet flexed, pointed to the ceiling. If you drag your heels towards you just a little bit, you'll feel those muscles engage even more. This might look like it's easy, but it's really not. All right, and then please, let's come on to our backs with knees bent. I'll talk you through this. You won't be able to see me so well on your backs, but you won't have to. I'll talk you through this. All right, so with your arms by your sides, palms facing down, really flatten your upper back in the mat. This is going to be some core work here, along with a flexion of the spine. So take your legs up now, so your feet are facing the ceiling. Your soles of your feet are up to the ceiling. And right now you can leave your back neutral. So there's a little bit of space between your lower back and the mat, not much, just a little. And what we're going to do is take our hands now, bring them up toward the ceiling, where like our feet. And then we're going to push the lower back into the mat as we lift our head and shoulders and reach for our feet. Maybe you touch, maybe you don't, it doesn't matter. But what does matter is you're engaging your belly muscles by pushing your lower back into the mat. And then slowly come back down. Keep your feet up. Pause for a breath with your feet up in the air, soles facing up. Now you have your neutral lumbar again. And then we'll repeat. So take a deep breath. As you exhale, push your lower back into the mat. Reach up towards your feet. Curl your head and shoulders off the mat. Push the lower back into the mat. Really feel your core muscles engage. And then very slowly roll back down. Pause here. We're going to do one more. Inhale. Exhale. Roll up, tuck your chin, reach for your feet, push that lower back into the mat. Really, really feel your belly muscles engage. And then very slowly roll down. Bend your knees, hug both knees into your chest as tightly as you can. Relax your head on the mat as you do this, and then roll around on your spine. Okay, so now from here, keep your knees tucked to your chest, and then you can either lace your fingers around your shins, or you can hold each shin separately in each hand. Take a deep breath. As you exhale, you're going to now lift your head and shoulders, tuck your chin, and squeeze your knees to your head. Bring your forehead to your knees or close. And then you're going to slowly roll every vertebra back down, and then release your knees and bring your feet flat on the mat, hip width distance apart. Bring your arms by your sides, palms facing down. And now we're going to do a very, very low bridge by pushing into our feet and then rolling our spine, lifting our hips and moving our weight to the tops of our shoulders. And then very slowly rolling our spine back down, feeling each vertebra as it hits down into the mat. Now bring your arms in a T, palms facing up. Inhale. Exhale, let your knees fall to the right. So your left hip comes up and your shoulders stay flat and open. So your left knee will not come fully down to the mat, or it won't even hit your other knee necessarily. And then come back to center. Inhale. Exhale, knees fall to the left. So your right hip comes up, but your chest stays open. Inhale, come back to center. And then we'll repeat that whole exercise again, the whole flow. Take a deep breath. As you exhale, bring your knees into your chest, lace your fingers, hug those knees into the chest, first with your head relaxed. Take a deep breath here. As you exhale, lift your head, tuck your chin, roll your spine up, and bring your knees to your forehead, forehead to the knees. Feel the flexion in your spine. Inhale, very slowly, unroll one vertebra at a time. And when your head touches down, release your knees, place your feet on the mat, bent knees, palms down beside your body, and we'll do a very low bridge. Inhale. Exhale, push into your feet and feel your spine roll up off the mat. All the weight is coming toward the tops of your shoulders. Your chest is moving toward your chin. Take a deep breath here. Exhale very, very slowly. Roll your spine back down one vertebra at a time. And then when your hips hit down, bring your arms in a T, palms facing up. Take a deep breath. Exhale, let the knees fall to the right. The left hip comes off the mat. The shoulders stay open. Come back to center. Inhale. Exhale, knees fall to the left. Right hip comes off the mat. Shoulders stay up. Shoulders and chest stay open. And then back to center. And now please flip on over all the way onto your bellies. More spinal movement here. Bring your hands wide to the outside of your mat, but they're in line with your shoulders. And then separate your legs so that they're also wide on your mat, maybe to the outside, to the inside edge, the outer edges of your mat. Push your pelvis into the mat, push your thighs into the mat, and roll your thighs inward toward each other slightly so that you're loosening up, you're putting space in your lumbar area by doing that. Okay, and make sure you keep that pressure on the thighs and the pelvis and the tops of your feet if you can. And now we're going to roll up our cobra. So tuck your chin first, push into your hands and feel your shoulder blades separate. And then lift your chest, keep your chin tucked, lift your chest, and then curl open. Lift your chin, lift your head, and then elongate your spine like a cobra snake snapping. And then take a deep breath here. As you exhale, we're going to roll all the way down. And then we'll repeat the rolling cobra. So first push into your hands, separate your shoulder blades, push that T area up toward the ceiling, and then come up, lift your chest. And then when you come up, untuck your chin, unroll the spine, bring the shoulders down from the ears, like you're about ready to strike with a long cobra neck. And then very slowly come back down. Okay, we're going to come to cobra, come up again to cobra, not so high, you don't have to come so high, but make sure you keep your pelvis on the mat, and we're going to twist our upper back. Make sure that you don't move your hips. Both hip points are staying on the mat. And all we're going to do is move our right shoulder back, our left shoulder forward, maybe look over your right shoulder, and then back to center, and then bring your right shoulder forward, your left shoulder back as you look over your left shoulder, twisting the upper spine. And then back to center, bring your chest down, bring your forearms in front of you into crocodile pose. You can rest your head on your forearms for a couple of breaths into crocodile. Okay, please bring your hands underneath your shoulders and push up to table. Pad your knees here as needed and grab blocks. Have them handy in front of you. And starting with a flat back. Inhale. Exhale, bring your Bottom all the way down toward your heels, very slowly as you exhale, very slowly. Feel the extension of your spine here. And then very slowly inhale through your nose as you push back up to table. Very slow, big, long inhale. And again, very slow, big, long exhale, pushing the bottom towards your heels. So this is lubricating all of our joints, the synovial fluid in all of our joints, our knees, our hips, our shoulders, our wrists, and then slowly inhale back up to a flat table. Okay. Push into both hands, come up onto your knees, bring your arms overhead, fingers pointing to the ceiling, palms facing each other into our kneeling Urdhva Hastasana. Inhale, reach up with your fingertips. Exhale, right hand comes on to the right hip, and then inhale as you lean over with your left arm beside your ear. And then pull your left arm back up, right arm comes back up, Urdhva Hastasana, inhale. Exhale, bring your arms in a T, inhale. Exhale, twist to the right, inhale. Exhale, bring the left hand down near the right corner table leg that where your right hand just was, and keep opening your right arm toward the ceiling and behind you. Push in to your left hand, come all the way back up. Urdhva Hastasana, reach for the ceiling, inhale. Exhale, hands come back down to table. Inhale, the left arm up beside you. Exhale, thread the left arm underneath of your right arm. So your palm is facing up, and then you're going to slowly lower down onto your left shoulder here. Now, if it works and you can get your head down on the mat, do that. You can use your right hand as support for your body. And if your shoulder doesn't come all the way down, that's okay. You just want to feel a bit of stretch in the left shoulder here. And this is called thread the needle for obvious reasons. And then push into your right hand as you unthread the needle. Come back to the table. Push into both hands as you come back up to Urdhva Hastasana. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, left hand comes down to the hip, right arm beside the ear as we laterally bend to the left. Inhale, back up, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, arms in a T. Inhale, exhale, twist to the left. Inhale, exhale, right hand comes down toward the left corner of the table. Left arm stretches open behind you. Push into your right hand as you come back up all the way forward, Urdhva Hastasana, inhale. Exhale, hands come down to your table. Inhale, right arm opens to the right. Exhale as you thread the right arm underneath the left arm, slowly lowering your shoulder and maybe your head down to the mat. Feeling the stretch in your right shoulder coming down as far as you can without overdoing it. Use your left hand for support. And then please push into your left hand to unwind, unthread the needle back to your table. Okay, please grab your blocks, place your hands on your blocks, and bring your right foot forward between your blocks. If you don't have blocks, you could just use your hands on the mat here. That's fine too. It's just a little more accessible if you have your blocks. Blocks are simply an extension of your arms. Okay, from here, scoot your left knee back as far as you can comfortably. And maybe you want to try to get on top of that kneecap if possible, on the upper side of the kneecap so that you feel the quad stretch here. Okay, So from here, we're going to reach up into our Anjaneyasana. So your back toes can be curled or flat. Think about the left hip coming forward, the right hip going back. Open your arms into goalpost arms, lean backwards and open your chest. One more breath here. And then as you exhale, bring your hands down to the blocks and then straighten your front leg. You can walk your blocks towards your hips or your hands towards your hips. Straighten the front leg. And now tuck your chin and curl your spine and bring your forehead down toward that knee. It doesn't have to come all the way to it, but you want to keep the front leg straight-ish, but not locked. So this is a half of a split Ardha Hanuman with a contraction of the spine to go along with it. This is another similar cat back spine. Reflection. And then very slowly, walk your blocks back forward, rebend that knee, come back up to Anjaneyasana. Inhale, exhale, open arms in a T. Inhale, exhale, twist to the right. Take your left hand on your right thigh and just reach your right hand behind you as far as it'll go. And then back to center, Anjaneyasana, inhale. Exhale, hands come down to the blocks. Step the right foot back and the left foot forward. Scoot your right knee back and go as far as you can comfortably. Feel the quad stretch. If you go far enough back with that knee, you can sort of drag the knee on the mat and then feel the pressure come above your kneecap, so you're not on your kneecap. And then your left leg, knee is right over the ankle. Get light in your fingertips and then come up to Anjaneyasana on this side. Think about right hip forward, left hip goes back, the left femur goes back in the hip socket. Lean back, open your arms to goalpost arms, bring your chest up, extend your neck as you look up. Feel your T area between your blades. Inhale. Exhale, bring your hands down to the blocks and straighten the leg as you move the blocks or your hands towards your hips. Don't lock the front knee, keep the foot flexed, and then tuck your chin and curl your spine up toward the ceiling as you bring your forehead toward the knee, tucking the tailbone, flexing the spine. And then rebend the knee as you walk the blocks or your hands back up. Reestablish your Anjaneyasana. Inhale, reach back. Exhale, open arms in a T. Inhale. Exhale, twist to the left. So take your right hand on the outside of your left thigh and then just reach your left arm behind you as far as you can. And then slowly come forward. Inhale. Exhale, hands come down. Tuck your right toes, lift your right knee off the mat, and then step up to meet your left foot in a forward fold. And then very slowly rise up. Inhale. Exhale, arms in a T. Anjali Mudra. And then please pause in your Tadasana pose. So check your spine alignment here. Feet parallel to each other. Your hips are directly over your feet. Your shoulders are in line with your hips. Shoulders are back, palms slightly forward, chest pushed forward, belly in, shoulders down from your ears, neck is long, and your head is right on top of the shoulders. So this should be as if you were lying on the floor. A couple of breaths here. Very active resting pose. Tadasana is an active resting pose. Your thighs are rotated inward slightly, so you're activating your leg muscles. You're not wasting any movement here. Inhale, arms up, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, come into your chair pose. So your tailbone's down, your legs are parallel to each other. Engage your quadriceps. Breathe here. You're not arching your lower back here. Inhale. Exhale, swing your chair. So you're gonna bring your arms down, bring your belly down, bend your knees and swing your arms behind you. Fingers pointed to the ceilings, palms facing each other behind you. So now bend your knees a lot so your belly can rest on your thighs here. Inhale. Exhale, swing your arms down, bring them in front of you, grab your elbows and dangle here. Keep your knees bent. And now release your elbows and bring your arms behind your knees and grab your elbows again. And this time you're going to be pulling your head towards your knees as you tuck your chin, push your tailbone down. You have a C shape to your spine here. Release the elbows, let your arms hang down like orangutan arms. And then push into your feet as you slowly rise up. Inhale, reach up, Urdhva Hastasana, and then come on to your tippy toes. And breathe. Feel your calf muscles here. One more breath in, and then exhale, come on down, back to Tadasana. Okay, so now you know the routine. We're gonna do it again. Inhale, up, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, chair pose. So in chair pose, you can have your arms up beside your ears, or you can have them in front of you. It's your choice. When you bring them up beside your ears, it's a little bit more challenging to keep your back long and not collapsed. So whatever works for you. Inhale, exhale, swing your chair. Arms behind you, belly onto the knees, which are very bent. Fingertips pointing to the ceiling. One more breath here. Exhale, bring your arms down, bring them in front, grab your elbows, and then whatever elbow you just grabbed, you're gonna switch and put that hand on the bottom. So it's gonna be the non-habitual way. It's gonna feel funny when you switch the arm that's on top. Okay, now remember which arm you have on top. You're gonna let go of your elbows, bring your arms behind you, with bent knees, grab your elbows again with the non-habitual way. Bend your knees a lot. And now tuck your chin and bring your forehead down toward your knees. As you curl your spine, separate the shoulder blades, tailbone goes down. Release the elbows, bring your arms down like orangutans, let them dangle. And then very slowly push into your feet. Rise up, inhale, and then on to your tippy toes. Urdhva Hastasana with tippy toes. Breathe here, feel your calf muscles work. One more breath, and then exhale, come on down. Return to Tadasana. So now we'll do our one-legged balance, and feel free to come next to a wall. I'm going to show you, we've worked up to this by doing some similar twisting. Here's what it's going to look like, and then you don't have to watch me, and it's just focus on yourself. We're going to lift one knee up to our chest. We're going to take the opposite hands to the outside of that knee, and then we're going to open that arm as we twist our body. Now, if you have balance and you want to challenge your gaze, to move your gaze, which is difficult but fun to do, to wherever the direction that you're opening your twist to. All right. So at your own pace, and don't worry about if you have to use a wall here, because it's better to use a wall and get the twist than not to have it at all. Just take your time, start whatever leg you want, and then just remember which leg it is. So when it's time to change, you can change. Go slowly. After you've had enough fun with one leg, go ahead and switch. And one tip, if you're going to move your gaze, just do it little by little. Don't try to rush it too much. Just go little by little. Okay, whenever you've had enough fun, shake all that out. Good job, everybody. Come back to your mats. Okay, inhale, Urdhva. Exhale, come into chair. Inhale, exhale, hands on thighs, straighten the legs, flatten the back in the L shape, extend your spine long. So when you're here, think about tailbone back, crown of the head forward, L shape in your body. Inhale here, exhale, bend your knees, bring your hands all the way down. Inhale here, exhale, step your right foot back, plant your right heel, and then very slowly rise up to your warrior one. So in warrior one, your feet are on railroad tracks. So they're hip width distance apart. Your back foot is at an angle toward the front. Your front knee is above the ankle, not forward of the ankle, above the ankle. Push your tailbone down so you're not pinching your lower back. Think about right hip forward, left hip back. In fact, think about the femur going back in the hip socket here. Open your chest, shoulders down from the ears, and then if you feel good about your balance, look up between your hands and lean back. Equal weight in both feet. Don't forget about the outer edge of the back foot. That's where that has a tendency to lift. Feel like you're lifting your arches as you put weight into your feet. Okay, bring your arms forward, pivot on to your right toes, and then come all the way down to the mat or on blocks into your high lunge. So you're on your toes of your right foot now. And if you're on blocks, your hands are on blocks, otherwise they're on either side of your left foot. Make sure your left knee is directly above the ankle, that your shin is perpendicular to the ground. Put weight into the right hand, twist open to the left. Inhale, exhale, that hand comes down to the mat or block. Now from here, you're going to straighten your front leg. And this is a very wide pyramid. So your heel does not have to come down in the back. If it does, that's good too, but it doesn't have to. It's a very wide pyramid pose. Both legs are straight, but not locked. Think about leveling your hips here. So the tendency is to allow your right hip to cock up and shorten the left side. So you want to push your left hip back and down, your right hip forward. Rebend the left knee and then shift your weight to step your right foot up. Slowly rise up. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, arms in a T. Anjali Mudra. Inhale up. Exhale, chair. Inhale. Exhale, hands on your thighs, flatten your back, straighten the legs, bring your shoulders away from your ears so your elbows are pointing to the back of your mat. Inhale here. Exhale, bend your knees, bring your hands down to blocks or the mat. Inhale. Exhale as you step your left foot back, plant your left heel, and then we're going to rise up into Warrior One on this side. So your heels are hip width distance apart. Put equal weight in both feet. Now this time the left hip comes forward, right hip goes back, the femur goes back into the hip socket, the right knee is above the ankle, chest open, shoulders down from the ears. Look up, put weight into the outside edge of the back foot. Lift the arches by putting weight in both feet. One more breath. Exhale, bring your arms forward. Pivot on to your left toes. Hands come down to the mat or blocks into a high lunge. Put weight into your left hand, twist open to the right. Inhale, exhale, bring the right hand down back to the block. And then very slowly straighten the front leg. You can move your blocks if you like. And then re-level your hips so your back heel is still off the mat. Think about now left hip coming forward, right hip going back. Think about if I were to put a glass of wine on your sacrum, it would not spill. Okay, rebend the front knee, shift your weight, step your left foot up. Stay in your forward fold here with hands on blocks or on the mat. And then step your feet back to your downward facing dog. You can do this with hands on blocks or on the mat. And if when you get into your down dog, bend your knees so your spine gets long, spread your fingers wide, squeeze your forearms toward each other, feel your deltoids roll outward, bring your belly button in, roll your thighs in slightly. Let your head relax between your arms, your chest melt down toward your thighs. And now slowly bring your knees down to the mat. And then sit all the way back into child pose. Bringing your bottom towards your heels as far as you can, resting your head on something. You can rest your head on blocks or the mat or your hands. And you can either keep your arms extended in front of you into an extended child pose, or you can bring your arms beside your body, palms facing up, so your hands are resting right outside of your feet, palms facing up. And then if your arms are beside you, you can open and close your fists to do some wrist releases, and then roll your fists in one way and then the other way. Okay, please very slowly rise up, come seated. You can sit on a bolster if you like, or a blanket. And widen your legs into a V. Tilt your pelvis forward. So that's why it's good to be sitting on a bolster, because it's easier to get your pelvis tilted with your knees pointing up and your feet pointing up, unless you've got super flexible hips. So just start thinking about your spine being nice and long. Just rest your hands lightly here in front of your thighs. Make sure your feet are pointing up and your knees are pointing up. The tendency is to roll your thighs or your knees and feet back like this. So you want to keep the feet pointed up, and then push your pelvis forward so that you have an arch in your lower back, and then bring your shoulders down from your ears. So your legs are straight, but not locked. And either stay here, or if you can keep your long spine, walk your hands forward a little bit. And then pause. Make sure that your feet stay flexed, pointed up. And if that's good for you, you can walk your hands even further. And so at some point, you're going to get so far down that you're going to have to round your spine. So past the 45-degree angle, you're going to start rounding your spine if you get any further down. And then relax. No matter where you are in this fold, keep your head in line with your spine. So don't allow your chin to drop and your head to drop. Try to keep your head in line with the spine, and try to keep your neck relaxed here. Okay, and then slowly push back up. This is called Upavista Konasana. Take your hands underneath your knees. Slowly bend your knees, bring your feet together, and then please come onto your backs with knees bent and a block handy. Now, if you don't have a block, a pillow works well here too. We're going to do sacrum on the block. Just push into your feet, lift your hips, and just allow your sacrum to rest on some sort of support. If you don't have that, you can use a wall and put your feet up the wall, and then allow your legs to float up effortlessly. If the block is in the right spot, it'll be effortless. And then just relax in this wonderful mild inversion. This is really good for your spine. It temporarily takes the pressure of gravity off of your spine and off of your internal organs, and massages them in a different way. Redistributes your blood, recirculates your oxygen. And now let's take our whiskey breath. So we did the water breath, which is what you need to do every day, several times a day, every time you drink water. We did our coffee breath for a little bit of energy. And this whiskey breath is your chill out breath. This is where you take a shot of whiskey and just chill. So the whiskey breath is when you inhale, or when your exhalations are prolonged more than your inhalations. So focus on your breathing, and whatever count you inhale on, make your exhalation go 2 to 3 beats more. So if you're inhaling on a count of 10, exhale on a count of 13, for example. It doesn't matter what the numbers are, just make the exhalation longer and make it so that you enjoy this breath. Science has shown prolonged exhalations Calm the nervous system. It relaxes the sympathetic nervous system, which is your fight or flight reaction, and helps your rest and digest. You slowly bring your legs back down to the mat. Lift your hips, remove the block, and please get into your Shavasana, your favorite relaxation. Focus on your breath. Slow down your breathing. Take a mental scan of your body. Release any areas of tension, paying particular focus on your chest, shoulders, neck, and jaw, areas that tend to hold tension. And as you quiet your mind, I'm going to read you a poem by Robert Frost called October. Oh, hushed October morning mild, thy leaves have ripened to the fall. Tomorrow's wind, if it be wild, should waste them all. The crows above the forest call, tomorrow they may form and go. Oh, hushed October morning mild, begin the hours of this day slow. Make the day seem to us less brief. Hearts not averse to being beguiled, beguile us in the way you know. Release one leaf at break of day, at noon release another leaf, one from trees, near, one far away. Retard the sun with gentle mist, enchant the land with amethyst. Slow, slow, for the grapes' sake, if they were all, whose leaves already are burnt with frost, whose cluttered fruit must else be lost, for the grapes' sake along the wall. Please enjoy a few more moments of inner bliss and solitude. Please bring your awareness back to your breath. Slowly deepen your breathing as you gently make small movements to wake up your body. Please slowly bend your knees toward your chest and roll onto your right side in a fetal position to seal the practice. And in doing so, you are sealing the hot masculine side of your body, bright, fiery, energetic. And you're exposing the cool feminine side of your body, which is dark, quiet, and calm. And that calmness will carry you for the rest of your day. Please very slowly, keeping a quiet mind, push up to seated. And I shall do our closing chant. Please join me if you would like. Loka samasta sukino bhavantu. May the entire universe be filled with peace and joy, love and light. Victory to the Cat Rock Yoga class and to the inner teacher. Jai Shri Satguru Maharaj Ki Jai. Knuckles to my forehead honors God. Knuckles to my chin honors you. Knuckles to my heart honors myself. Namaste. And Jai Yogis, everyone. Thank you for being here.